Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? How's your day? How's your week? How's your week been? How's been learning? How's learning been going? Okay, so I want to do something, but I hope it doesn't get back at me. I'm just giving like 5 more minutes so that others could join before we get started. So, what we're going to be doing today at today's breakout session, actually downloaded a raw data. Um, Learning has been great. Okay, thank you, thank you. You guys can drop your responses on the comments. Yeah, really, I would like to know how's learning been. Has it been going? Has the program been? Yeah. So I got some complaints over the week from the career track representative. So I want to confirm if Owolabi Rachel is here. Is Owolabi Rachel here? Owolabi Rachel. No. No. Okay, so how about Bright? Is Bright here? Bright Patrick Umani. Can you hear me? Okay, so Bright Patrick Umani is not here. Naomi Ahibe. Ahibe. Not yet too. Wow, interesting. Okay. Um um Hi Benedict, you get back to them, right? I sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. So you get back
Yeah,
to them, right?
I'll get back to them. Yes. All right.
Okay, because you're not on the call now. All right, so yeah, so I was asking how your week has been going, and I actually want to see your responses on the chat. But you guys should. I want to see your responses. Jamiu. Yeah, actually, I want to see your responses. How's your week been? How have you been doing? Let me see your responses while I continue. So, okay, so I downloaded a fresh data set. I wow. Sorry about that, Nalan. I hope you getting better and you are refreshing with the weekend. Miracle Ayodele. Wow. Hope you're using the weekend to refresh though. Okay, so I downloaded a fresh set of data, a fresh data, and I decided I was not going to look through it and even try to discover any hidden insight or something. It's a very raw data, and we are all going to work around the data based on what we've learned. I believe that majority of us must have completed the data analysis with Excel career track, and many of us are in Power Query, hoping to finish by Tuesday, right? Um, wow, Grace, it's good to know that your week has been great. Yeah, so we are going to be working together on that data set. So I'll be sharing my screen now. I'm sharing my screen now, and we'll be starting right away. So we are going to be working through this together. So so in for today's officer session, you guys are going to be the one teaching me. You guys have been learning all the while. We've been taking sessions together, the learning. So for today's officer, you guys are going to teach. Wow, I like that. I like that. Share who Habi. I'm correct. That's great. That's great. I'm glad that you're learning and improving. Yeah. Okay, so hmm, I think this data is even I think this data is ah this data is organized. This data is organized. Ah try. Wow. Yeah, just hold on. So, okay, so while waiting for while you guys are waiting for me to share my screen, let me just hear from one or two persons. Is anybody encountering a challenge or something?
Yes, I am having issues with this forecast analysis part.
Hmm. Okay. Come on. Deborah, what part are you having issues with?
Good evening, sir. Please, I'm
Good
having
evening.
issues with pivot table. The pivot table. I think the last part, the first
What happened
section,
to it?
the part where they say management of. I've been trying to get answers. I don't know, but I'm not getting it well. So I don't know if it's possible for you to walk me through it. Starting with pivots, power pivots. The last question there.
Oh, okay. Coming to that. So all your questions are basically on Power Pivot, right? Power Query. Because I think the previous person was also Power Query. Okay. All right. So before we start attending to questions and stuff like that, yeah. How many of us have been following the leaderboard on DataCamp? Do you know what a leaderboard is? Have you been seeing the leaderboard or something? Oh, great. So Yeah, actually, there's a particular leaderboard for everybody. There's a particular leaderboard for DataCamp, right? For data analysis, sorry, not DataCamp. So I'll be sharing my screen to just put you through the leaderboard, and before we get back to uh
You have to be vast. I used to tell my friends, my colleagues, you have to be vast. You have to be, and everything is advancing so that AI will not take your job. You have to stand out. In fact, there's a new space, that's a job description. It's called think Z visualization engineer, something like that, or Power BI developer. Yeah. Yeah, by the time it's fortunately, will I say fortunately, unfortunately, you guys are just doing Excel for now. Yeah. If Power BI was included, I would have shown you a few things too. But then we're going to just do Excel using doing dashboards with Excel, how to create interactive dashboards with Excel. In fact, you would start building dashboards and people start asking you, bro, did you use Excel for this? Are you sure you use Excel or you use the Power BI? When you tell them Excel, their mouths and their jaws will drop. Yes, that's how we want to build you here. Only if you take your learning seriously and follow us along. By the time we get to SQL, then we'll start the technical part of this. I don't know any of us that have, if you are familiar with structured query language, just give me a thumbs up. Like you have the slightest of an idea about SQL. Angela, Ijima, Akinyeke
shit,
Micheal.
okay. All right. Sorry, Gaius.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah,
I need for
sorry.
the network, right?
Yeah, it was network. It was
All
network
right.
that kicked me. Yeah, so
Okay.
thank you for standing in. I was going to say, in addition to what you're saying, I already spoke to you about that class on building dashboards, and that's one of the reasons we actually are pushing them to complete Power Query within this week, so that by actually you're learning with Power Query and Excel also end in 6 weeks actually. So by 6 weeks, that would have been next 2 weeks. But if you can actually
Exactly.
complete it, yes. But if you can actually complete it by next week, would send you quite a lot of projects to handle, which will be handled by the following week. Then by the last week, we want to actually use it to actually teach. Because like I said, I think it was Benedict I told. I don't know if you mentioned it on the call last week. But like I said, I would like Gaius to actually put us on building professional dashboards with Excel. And because we don't want to just be people who don't just know what they're doing. Yeah, like people who don't know what they're doing, who are just doing Excel like playing or something. So, and the goal is to make you guys really, really proficient with a lot of projects. So, and Gaius is more proficient when it comes to projects and building dashboards. So, I really wanted him to take us on that with the last week that we have, so that we are still on track. Yeah, so that was just an addition to what you're saying. So, I'm going.
Yeah, are you ready now? Are you ready for us now? Are you ready to
Yeah,
share?
yeah, I'm ready to share now. I'm ready to share. I've downloaded the data. I've downloaded
Okay.
the data and I'm ready to share.
Okay,
All right,
so guys, all right. Okay.
go on.
No, I just wanted to say for the next 2 weeks when we're about to have the visualization class, I would send the data set the morning before the class so that everyone will have a copy. Because if you can follow along to be nice. As I said, get your laptops ready, get it charged so that you're doing it, if you encounter any issue, also call my attention and also be very fast with it. But then I will try and break it down so that you can understand it, and always go back to your lessons. That particular class, if you didn't get anything I'm saying or anything I said, watch your lessons. Go and I think it's a YouTube link. Take your time, understand what I did, and go back to your lessons. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Please, yeah. So, quickly, I said we are going to work on a novel data set, and this actually one. The one I wanted to work on before was quite arranged and clean. I was like, nah, we can't be working on that. So this is a data set. This is a data set, and so we are going to be working through this data set together. I'm going to be doing less of the talking. I'm going to be doing more of asking questions. Um, so I know that Mr. Gaio should be stepping out, but before he steps out, let me just say this on the call because I may not be able to go to chat while we are trying to clean this. Can you just help me like develop some questions we could answer on this data set? Maybe like 5 while we see before while we're still trying to clean the data, and maybe probably send it on the chat box. Would that be fine?
Yeah, why are you talking to me?
Yeah. Can you help get like 5
Okay, you
questions
said
answered
come again.
on this?
Come again. Sorry, I didn't get you.
Can you help me get like 5 questions we can work on with this data? Like 5 questions we can answer with this data.
Okay. Just go ahead. I'll type that for you.
Yeah. All right. So quickly, let me start. Okay. So quickly, let's run. We have these data sets, and many of us have done normal data analysis with Excel, completed data analysis, etc. So normally you must have known that there's a way of organizing data, handling data, structurally, right? Right. So so where do we start from? What are we going to start with? I mean, can everybody see the data set? Can you see the data set? Can you see my screen? So what do you notice about the data? What do you think is the first thing to do in the process of data analysis? What's usually the first step to take?
To check if there are duplicates and to check the formatting.
So if you presented with if you want to solve a data analysis problem, normally, what should we do? First thing. Yeah, Deborah, go ahead.
To clean the data.
Okay, so if you're on the Excel track, the first thing is you first get the data first. After getting the data before you clean it, right? So you Michael, yeah, go ahead.
You study the data very well. You study the dimensions and the facts. You check if the structure of the data and to see if they are duplicates before you proceed with the cleaning.
Great. So let me hear from another person. So yeah, so usually with data analysis, we are taught three things. I call it the P. First, you prepare your data. So your preparation of data involves getting your data, cleaning your data, studying your data for insights. Then the second part is analyzing, right? And the last part is exploring. So now you're on the P part. You have gotten the data. Next step is to clean this data. What do you think would be the first step in cleaning this data? Please, someone should unmute and speak. I'm going through the data so that we can see it.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I think we should check for duplicates first and missing values.
Are you sure we should start by that?
I think so.
Who has another idea?
I think we should convert it to a table.
We should convert it to a table. Is that what you say?
Yes.
Okay, someone else wanted to speak. Someone else wanted to speak. Okay, so guys, I think you need to know that I'm not on the chat at the moment, so it will be difficult for me to actually see whatever you're dropping in the chat. So I prefer you just unmute and speak. If someone is speaking, just hold on. When the person is on unmute and speak, please. So first, let me ask: do you think it's okay to work with this data horizontally?
We can transpose it. We should transpose it. That's what I'm thinking. So it's looking like the headers are meant to be. If we can transpose it.
Okay, we can transpose it. So how do we?
Hello.
Okay.
I feel we could freeze some of the panes so we could see all of the data together.
I don't think there's any part that is freezed. I don't think there's any part that is freezed or hidden. This is all the data. At least the numbering on the left side is correct. So I don't think there's any part of the data that is freezed. So if you look at this data properly, you notice something, right? Let's study the data first before we even start process of cleaning, right? First, you would notice that it has a first part that assesses the profit and loss, I guess. Am I correct? Profit and loss statement. Am I correct?
Yes.
Here we have the gross profits of the organization, where we have the operational income, the interest income, equity income, other income. So this operational income, every income that was earned. You have the income before taxes. We have the consolidated net income. You have the net income attributable to share owners of the Coca-Cola company. So obviously this is a Coca-Cola data set. And these are actually talking about the account statements. Now, the next part of it is the balance sheet in million USD. Now, if you look at the rows, this is in for year 09, 010, 20. I think this should be 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, up till 2018. I think that's what this FY stands for. Yeah. So, and I think all of those rows are divided in that column, in that order. Now you have a balance sheet. You have a balance sheet. You have the balance sheet segment. Here we have the assets. We will measure the assets, the cash and cash equivalent, short-term investments, total cash equivalent and short-term investments, marketable security, trade accounts, receivables, less allowances, inventories, prepaid expenses, and other assets. Assets held for sale, etc. Total current assets. We have our current assets, some of our total assets, some of our total liabilities. That's a debt the company is owing. Then, so the second part talks about what the company owns. So we have our cash assets, we have our liabilities, we have our other assets that we have, investments and the others. Then the next we have cash flow statement that has to do with depreciation, consolidation, stock-based expense, equity, foreign currency adjustments, significant gains, losses, and rest, net change in operations and operating assets and liabilities, net cash by, and all of those stuff. So this is like a record of financial activities from what we see. This is like a record of the company's overall financial activities for year 08, 2008, 2009, sorry, to 2018. And it has to do with, and it's in $1 million. And it has to do with all their assets, from their assets to their income, to their expenses, so their cash assets, their assets, their balance sheets, and their profit and loss statements. Where do you think, with this idea of this understanding, where do you think we should start? So with this understanding, I said with this understanding of our data sets, what do we do?
I think we could start by splitting it into different sheets with like an overarching theme, like maybe profits, net income has its own sheet.
Like that's exactly what we should do here. Because if you want to analyze this data, you are seeing balance sheets, you are seeing different segments. It should be stupid or unwise to analyze this data and start working on this data all in one sheet, right? So we should be able to separate. We should be able to take balance sheets from here, and we should also be able to take we should take balance sheets away from here. We should take assets away from here. Okay, balance sheets covers everything related to assets. Yep. Balance sheets covers everything related to assets. Then we'll remove that away from here. Then we'll remove cash flow statement away from here. Then, yeah, so it means that we're going to have 3 sheets, right? Please respond. I'm not on this.
Yes.
So, but first thing first, before we begin to make changes on this data, it should be wise to make a copy of the original data, so that in case anything happens, you still have the original data. You still have the original data. You can fall back to, so that in case there's any error, there's any change of details and the rest of them, we will still have our original data, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So I've made a copy of the data, right? I've made a copy of the data. So let's continue. Let me rename this original. Let me rename this with the original in brackets. Coca-Cola. So now, I haven't gotten this. The first part of this data will be profit and loss statement. So we are renaming this profit and loss statement. Am I correct?
Yes.
Am I good? So, guys, are we learning anything from this? Are we learning anything from this?
Hello, sir.
Yes, go on. Yeah, go
We
on,
are
I
learning
can hear you.
something. I said we are learning something.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Um, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear you.
you.
All right, so you see that if we had started training data, finding duplicate values before analyzing before looking into our data to begin to understand our data, we would have actually gotten ourselves into trouble, right? So that's why the first thing to do when you get a new data set is to actually look at the data and understand what the data is about before you go ahead with, okay, let's, before you even go ahead with the cleaning, because that will help you to know what to clean and how better you should clean it, right? So we are moving balance sheet, right? Please, I need your
Yeah.
responses. We are in this together. Move balance sheet. So rename this sheet balance sheet. So what else are we moving from here? Cash flow statement. Are we taking it out from here?
Yes.
No, it should come up. Okay. So let me reorder this please. All right. So we have the profit and loss statement now. We have the balance sheet and we have the cash flow statement. So let's continue. Let's start with profit and loss. Let's go back to profit and loss. Now we have seen profit and loss. What do we do with profit and loss? Yeah, tell me.
Those headers, are they like the one I'm seeing data provided by I don't know, I can't really see that. Like sim phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is the header like this thing, is it really necessary? I feel like it's not necessary to be
So we
there.
should remove it, right? Yeah, so I think I'm in support of that too, because fine, I know that that was just a trademark of who brought the data and where the data came from. But I don't think it's necessary for analysis. All right. Good. We've done that. What next? Please don't drop comments on mute and speak because, or with some, is Benedict on the call? Can you help me read comments so that I'll be able to follow, just in case there are people who are on the road?
I think like we need to transpose
the data. Yeah, we need to transpose this
yes.
data. Okay, so who can tell us how do we transpose the data?
We can copy, and then when we want to paste it, we paste it special. We choose transpose, or we use Power Pivot.
So let's start with copy and paste. Let's just do the copy and paste. So according to John, right? That was John speaking. That was John, right?
No. I suggested Power Query.
Power Query. Should we use Power Query or we should use the basic mode? Let's stick with the basic mode. Let's not use Power Query. We'll come back to Power Query. But let's assume that we are not working with we have not launched Power Query. So is there another way to transpose this data? Apart from using Power Query, is there another way to transpose this data?
We can copy, and when we want to paste it, we paste special. But we choose transpose. It's going to transpose the rows into columns, each of them into columns.
So I'll do Control C, right?
Yeah, you do Control C, yes. And when you're about to paste it, you paste special.
Paste special.
Yeah. Or you choose that drop down menu on that page, you will see it there.
Yeah,
Just right click and then click on paste special and it will work.
Yeah, again. So it's not allowing me to be special. It's saying the size of the data is not exactly the size of the rows and columns.
Sorry, when you copy, go to the paste, the drop down.
Go underneath it, yeah.
Underneath paste, you should see the drop down. You should be able to do it from there.
Like you are underneath the table, that's where you paste it because it won't take the first table's space.
Great. So we've done that now, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we have So what do we do next from here?
We should delete the first row.
To make things fast, should I build them? Should I build them, sir?
Should you?
Should I build them out? I don't know. They're not responding.
We can.
If you notice, some of these fonts, some of these texts are bold. Even the top heading, operating income, all these equity, they're not the same. So some are capital letter all through, some are small letter. So all these small things we can clean them, can just, and those income, they should be in currency. Let's say we can make it dollars, something like that. And we can remove the lines and then.
Thank you, Mr. Gaius.
But,
yeah, go on.
I was wondering, because from the data, I presumed maybe this one's in bold is a summation of the ones before it.
Exactly my assumption too, because they seem to be like summations.
Yeah, yes, there are summations, but then can you hear me? But then it's not, when you want to do a standard table like this, you don't, if it's a summation, then you indicate it on the headers, like sum of profits, and you don't need to bold one and leave the others. If you look at data now, it's not, you can see that it's kind of off.
So let's start from the heading. Profit and loss statement covers for the heading. I think we could merge everything. When we merge and center, it may affect us when we are creating it. I'll just leave it.
Yeah, you can merge and center, and yeah, since it's a profit and loss statement.
But I'm just thinking that if I do that, will it affect when we want to create pivot tables? If we want to convert to table, if we need to
It
convert to
might
I
just
don't think
be like that.
You said? You said?
I think you have said it. Can we even remove it
Since
since
you have already titled the sheet profit and loss statement, I feel like there's no need for it to be there.
That's a good point. I think that's Holda, right? That's a very good point too.
All right. So let's remove it. First, remove it. So I think we need to rename all columns.
Exactly, and those long names we can summarize
So
them.
this is in year. This is year, right?
Yes.
This is net operating revenue.
Yeah.
So this summary is just telling us that everything here is in $1 million. And so this is like, usually it's $30 million, 30,000 $1 million. That's like $30 billion.
Exactly.
So first, let's convert the headings. So we are changing this to year, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, that was supposed to be the second column. Net operating revenue. Are we leaving like this? Is it okay?
We can remove, they're all capital
I think we
letters.
should leave it.
We can standardize the sentence.
So let me ask: Is there a formula that I can use instead of trying to type everything in maybe capitalized?
Yes.
It's normal.
Upper.
Nice.
You guys normal.
You said we should use what?
You can use normal.
Normal. So I'll type normal equal to. But if I type equal to, it remove everything on this cell.
I suggest you create another column, do the operation, then copy the values of the column into the old column.
Okay. Okay.
That looks like more work now.
All right. So it was normal, right?
Not really, just to get it done.
Normal. Does normal work? Jeff. Norm. So which of the norms are we using? Nobody's talking to me.
Who said normal? Oh, what function? In fact, we learn every day. I didn't even know you could use normal for this standardized. I only knew proper.
Wow.
So who
Yeah,
said
you
normal?
say
Help
proper.
us
You
out.
can proper. Sorry, proper.
Okay, no, because it's proper. I know.
Okay. Proper. This.
Yeah.
Good. So
you drop down and then copy the values and then paste it into theirs normal values.
delete this.
Oh, sorry. Are we going to now be creating columns every time just to copy and paste, copy and paste?
Yes. Because we can't be transferring formulas. We want values.
Okay. So that question, and the person that has actually, the thing is, that's one of the, I don't know, maybe you have not figured it out yet. One of the limitations of Excel. If it was Power BI now or Python, you can just change the value directly with codes or just append it on it. But for Excel, you have to use a function. You can't change the text directly on it.
You can just copy it and paste it as values.
So I guess that answers your question. Yeah, so I'm trying to paste values so that I can delete the other column. Yeah, so cost of goods sold. Is it okay?
See, it's all uniform. It's okay.
Are you sure? Is it in proper function?
You mean cost of goods? Cost of goods is proper. Is looking more
Why
uniform.
was the column A neglected? There's nothing in column A. Just started with column B.
Okay, we can move the values back when we're done. Yeah, so for yeah, so cost of goods sold. Are you sure? Are you sure this is improper? Are you sure this is proper?
It's looking good unless you want to bolt the head down. I don't.
Please, what is this proper?
I feel if you use proper on cost of goods sold, it's going to make every sentence capitalized. It's going to make the G capitalized and the S capitalized also.
So for the person that asked the question, what is proper? Do you understand now?
I don't understand. You use proper for net operating revenues. It's still lower and uppercase.
Yeah, so what proper does is it capitalizes each word. So gross profit, what are we doing to gross profit? We are unbolding it firstly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We are removing all the extra
bold
lines. No bother. Right. Now, this selling and administrative expenses. Is there a better name we can put? Give it or something.
We can call them overhead expenses.
Overhead expenses. Okay. Any other suggestion? So you remember that we can add comments, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So by the time we call it overhead expenses, we can now add in the comments or description that this is selling general and administrative expenses, just in case someone needs to be very sure, right?
Yeah, that works.
Yes, yes.
So copy it first, and then we call it overhead expenses, so that our header is not so long. Other operating expenses. Okay, so let's add our comments. How do we add our comments? Hell, data analyst.
Oh, nobody remembers how to add comments. Come on, come on.
I guess you right
I
click.
think we'll go to review.
Data.
Hello?
Okay, yes. So Emmanuel, what did you say?
I guess you like click from the drop down. If you see something like convert to comment or something comment or so like that.
We
Okay,
go
let me
to
write.
review.
If we go to review, it's actually there. You can just see new comments. Just
You
click on
can
it
see
and
something
that's all.
like
Okay, so
you see
let's get
something
to
like
it.
Yeah, review.
So actually, you have to go to review. Insert comment. Okay, right clicking is also there. Review is also there. Okay.
I think the person was using Google Excel because Google Excel you can just click, right click and that's all.
Okay.
well, I'm using normal Excel. I'm using normal Excel. Yeah.
Okay, so other operating charges. Do you think this is the correct word we should use for it? Guys, we are still cleaning data. There's still a whole lot of questions we need to answer with this data. Let's be fast.
We can call
Can
them
we call
miscellaneous.
that miscellaneous expenses?
If we say miscellaneous, I don't think there's need to use the word expenses again. If the spelling I even give is correct. Miscellaneous. I think it's one L. Am I correct? Hey guys, am I correct? Please, can someone help me out?
That's 2L. It's in
Sorry.
miscellaneous has 2L.
It's double L.
Then the A is after the L, right? The A there is correct too, right?
Yes.
Is this spelling correct? Are you sure it's
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
So let's add another comment on what it is, other operating expenses, just in case. Operating income is okay, right? We'll do what we did to gross profit. All right, interest income. Interest income, so I don't have to be using proper. Let me just change the I to calculate. Maybe this is faster for me. Interest expense. So who can tell me what is the difference between interest income and interest expense?
It is the money you spend to get the interest you have.
Come again.
Interest expenses are
Expenses
like
that comes at the cost that comes at the expense of the interest you make.
Sorry,
Like,
I still don't
like,
get.
like what you spend, the amount you spend to get the interest you have.
Like, are you saying the deposit or something?
It's like a cost price. It's like a cost price.
Okay. Like production cost.
interest expenses are like finance charges, especially
Okay, I
when you
think
collected loan and every
no.
month you have to like pay interest on that loan that you collected.
Okay, good. I think that better, but that describes it better. Finance charges, right? Good. So, equity income loss, other income loss. So, what do we do to this? Do you think this header is okay like this? Data analyst respond. We have a lot of work to do on this data. It's only we've not. Is this only one sheet? We still have 3 sheets to clean.
His name is okay.
So what do you think that's? If you say it's okay, I will leave it like that.
It's not too long.
So what does income in? What does equity income in bracket loss describe?
The loss is just in case we made a loss at that point, but so far there's no negative value in that column.
So what don't you think every value here is an absolute value since zero loss? What do you think? What do you think?
Because a loss, it should be in brackets. So I think it's okay that way. I think it's a positive value like this. So I think even for the header, I think we just aggregate it and put comments for all of them.
I think okay. Other income they are negative values, so there may be loss. Equity income loss. So who can tell me what does equity income mean? Yeah, who can tell me what does equity income mean? Guys.
It is income gotten from owning like shares of stocks, like from dividends or capital appreciation.
Okay, so just in case there are losses, then it could be a loss, right? So when your shares depreciate,
Yes.
that's a loss. When your shares increase or something. Other income, okay. Consolidated net income, is that okay? First, income before income taxes. Is this the right way to put this statement?
Nope.
What's the right way to put it?
All the finance people, please talk, I beg. That's the thing I was thinking.
Exactly. Let's move forward.
What's the question? Sorry.
Income before income taxes, is that correct? Is that
Income
a best?
before
You can
tax.
call them
call
earnings
it,
before interest and tax.
gross income.
They can be gross. We already had gross income at
Gross
the
profit.
beginning side. This is what they call earnings before interest and tax.
So I believe that
That
one of the
one
reasons
makes sense. Any before
What about
interest makes sense.
pre-tax income, something like that?
So I think one of the reasons
Yes,
why we
earnings
have
before interest and tax.
earnings before interest and tax is that no longer?
What if we
What
put
of
income
pre-tax
in
income?
brackets with
Profit before tax.
Pre-tax income.
pre-tax income? Yeah.
Pre-tax income. Do we all agree on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes.
So one of the reasons why we are having a project like this is because by the time we work on a project like this, you see that you'd have gotten knowledge on some things you never knew before, right?
Yes.
You're already getting some ideas on how to answer some finance questions already. Pre-tax income. Okay, so that makes our header shorter. We'll do what we did before. No bother. All right. Now, is there a way I can repeat this thing I did on this column, on every other column that I need to do it?
You
I think we
copy
can
the
copy
format.
formatting.
Format.
Just come here, right? Format painter. And just highlight everything. And it works immediately. All right. So I believe someone has learned that today. Right. So consolidated net income. What do you think we can do? What do you call that? Is that okay? Is it name? Is the header okay?
Post-tax income.
Post-tax income, right? Is that what you said?
I think so, but please a finance person should confirm because it looks like
I think
it's a
Shay is
difference.
more
Yeah, we can just call it net income.
net income. I don't know why I'm having trust issues with the spelling of this miscellaneous. Please, can someone confirm this correct spelling of miscellaneous for me?
I googled it, it's correct. Yes.
Ah, okay. So you guys said we should call this net income, right? You guys agree we should call this net income, right? Guys, respond, please.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you. So this particular header, what do you think? Koba, I think your background is really noisy. I don't know if you can step away from that background to help us. Thank you. Okay, so yeah. Let's proceed. So non-income attributable to non-controlling interest. Please, can we rename this column?
And let's just call it non-controlling interest.
Just call it yes or NCI.
NCI. Let's use non-controlling interest. So, do you think there's a reason why there's a less before if a column? Guys, respond.
Sorry, can you repeat yourself?
There was a less before the question, and I was like, before the column, and I was like, do you think why? And there's any reason why there's a less? There was like a less than income before accumulated to non-controlling interest. So, do you know if there's a reason why? So there was something like this before. So do you think there's a reason why? Do you think we should leave it? Does it send any message that we need to know?
I think it's
I think we
because
should just
in
leave
the
it.
original data, it was because the way the sheet was formatted, and it was calculating from top to down. So anybody that saw it will know that after net income, they were going to minus the NCI to get net income from this. But
Continuing
in
operations.
this format, yes, but in this format, I think we will just have to remove the less, and then in the column that it affects, we have to put we have to put
You have to put the words. I stopped hearing you.
something minus something.
Come again, Shay. You were saying something.
I think it's because in the original data sheets, the way it was arranged, it was like calculated from top down. So that's less non-controlling interest was for people to say that the value there was meant to be deducted from something to get another value. But since it's in this format, we can remove the less from the title, and for the other affected column, we'll just add the function of a cell minus a cell.
Okay. So you are saying that it was arranged before so that we know that this non-controlling interest was deducted from net income, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, accounting treatment wise, yes.
Okay. And so if I'm trying to compare the values I'm seeing on this side, I think the values are same. Apart from this, that's this is 35, but this is 1283 and this 1182. And I think the difference is quite large. This is like 100 difference. You've not answered me.
Oh, yeah. Usually, non-controlling interest is deducted from consolidated net income. So yes, it was assumed that NCI was meant to be that it too was meant to be deducted from 6906, but I am not. The answer is not going to give us net income from continuing operations, though.
Okay, so if you say so, what was the answer supposed to give us?
NCI deducted from net income is meant to give us income attributable, income shared to income available to shareholders. I think I saw the column somewhere else.
Okay. Okay, I think that's now a different sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we call this column? Net income from continuing operations.
Can call it, since it's continuous operations, we can call it operating operating net income.
Okay, sorry, sir. Before we continue, what actually caused this difference that the income for the continuing operations and the net income differs in the second to the last row?
I really cannot see it. All right, so you guys said we should call it net operating income.
Operating net income. Because of the
Oper-
continuous, I just think
okay,
since it's
operating.
continuous, so we should call it operating.
Okay. Yeah, guys, help me. Operating net income loss from discontinued operation, net task, including portion attributable to non-controlling interest. Please help me. The name is long now. That's why I'm asking. How can we rephrase it? How can we rephrase it, guys?
Say income or loss from this stuff. Discontinued income to non-controlling interest.
Come again.
Can we just say attributable interest?
Attributable interest.
It's just some
Yeah.
income from discontinued operations. I think that works.
Income from discontinued operations. Net of tax. So they are trying to tell us that it is not taxed, right? Or it is the already taxed version, right?
Tax is included and
like the tax has
because
already
it's
been removed from it. That's what you're saying, right? It's like the income is
Yes,
already
yes. That's
taxed.
deducted from it already. It is post-tax
Yeah. So
something.
thank you. And so this income, it could either be an income or a loss that came from a discontinued operations. So I think if we use the word post-tax income from discontinued operations, does that make sense? Data analysis question I asked. Yeah, go on.
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Why not then we use the comment on this income loss from continued operation, net of tax, and all that. Like we just comment it. Then the one this thing column name will be income loss. Is that not okay?
Income loss is not descriptive enough, I think. Income loss is not descriptive.
Like you will comment income loss from this. You just comment it.
Yeah, I
Somebody
understand
wants
that.
to go into details.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that we can add it as a comment, or at least the header that we see should. Yeah, someone wants to say something.
Discontinued operations, then you include the net of tax,
it's only the
portion
format that's given us.
attributable.
Okay.
Use the discontinued operations.
Right. Okay. So what name should we give it? Is the question I'm asking.
Discontinued operations, then you can add a comment saying the names of the discontinued operations, which is the net of tax, proportional attributable to NCI, the non-controlling interest.
So if we call it discontinued operations, what tells us is an income?
Come up again.
I'm asking if we use just discontinued operations, what tells us is an income?
See, you're going to add a comment explaining what it talks about. So you're just shortening it to discontinue operations, but you're going to include a comment explaining it's an income for discontinued operations for the net tax and the NCIs and the attributable. That one.
We all agree with this.
Still think we should add income.
Could I say?
You think we should add income, right?
Could I say?
Or you can
Sorry.
add
I think it's
discontinued
because we
income
don't
operations.
understand the format that this stuff is in. Could you go back to the original sheet and just check the format that particular place is in, so we'll know maybe something is being added to or something is being subtracted from, like in this part, so we'll just be able to understand this part better. If not, we won't be able to work, we won't be able to go forward just for this
So
part.
you said we should come back here.
Yeah, and just check for that part.
So you see consolidated net income. I think we've done with this already. Okay, so good. I think this helps us. Okay, so all right. I think I agree with what you said. So it seems like consolidated net income. So it seems like there are some calculations being done in this set, right? Under consolidated net income, right? It seems like there's a calculation that was done. Because if you look at this, for example, this looks like minus of this. This looks like this value here looks like the minus of this and this, I think. Looks more like it.
Yes, yes, the ones that are not in bold are all deducted from the ones in bold to give us the ones that
So,
is attributable to the shareholders.
so I think the fine. So if you look at this data, we see that no wonder less was okay. That was what Shay was trying to describe. So there was a income from non-controlling interest was deducted from consolidated net income, and all of these other values here, if they had net income from continued operations and income from discontinued operations, right? So everything was subtracted and we have this value. Even these two was subtracted, we have this value. This was subtracted and we have this value. So we see that, okay, this will help us do our calculations better. Let's go back to our profit and loss statement. So you understand that this net income now, it's kind of like a sum of previous. You understand that this final net income now is kind of net income minus non-controlling interest minus operating income minus operating net income minus discontinued income operations. That's what gave us this, right? That's what gave us this column. Do we agree?
Yes.
All right. So net income attributed to share owners of the Coca-Cola company. Is this name too long or we should leave it like that?
You can call it retained
That we can
earnings.
remove the Coca-Cola company.
Okay, we can remove the Coca-Cola company. Yeah, and someone else said we can call it what?
You can say share owners net income. Coca-Cola share owners net income.
Since we already know we are working on Coca-Cola companies, so we don't need Coca-Cola here.
You can remove the Coca-Cola. You can just say Coca-Cola share owners net income.
Okay. Share owners net income. Why is it sounding like it's not a professional language to me?
Why can't we use dividend?
Dividend.
You can call it. You can call it. It can actually be called profits for the period or net profits.
You said? You said we can actually call it what?
If we didn't have any other column called net profit, we can call this net profits.
But since it's for share owners, should we still call it net?
Yes, it can be called net profit or profit for the period.
So are you saying that
I be inside your bag. Inside your bag. Give her the phone. Ella, the phone is in your bag. Yes, no, she looks like you. Looks like me. Without the makeup. Without the makeup. Yes.
Share owners net income, maybe.
Yeah, I think share owners net income or the net profit, like the expert says. If I
we're
may,
good on this, right?
if I may, could we look at the column before that? Because I think removing the from changes the sense of the column title. It's still the discontinued income operations, contrasting it to income from discontinued operations. I don't feel like removing that from makes it too lengthy, because saying income from discontinued operations is like this is the income we got from operations that were stopped. But when you say discontinued income operations, it's like this discontinued income is like the income was stopped from these operations. I think instead changes the sense of.
So we're good on this, right?
Yes.
All right. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Please fill your attendance form. You're still in the call. Please fill your attendance form. Where do we go from here? Did we change the year to 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, and so far?
Yes.
Okay.
We finished
All right. All right. So where do we move from here? What do we do else from here?
I think we can format to currency.
You said? Come again, please.
I said I think from here we could do the formatting to set it to the right data types. Then maybe we both the titles.
So is anything supposed to be happening? Like my screen is frozen.
Same, I cannot see anything on moving.
Okay, thank you. So maybe it's from his end.
Okay, so sorry, I stepped out a bit. I'm seeing questions on what topic. We are working on a project, Coca-Cola dataset. We are not discussing on any topic, so we are working on a project. Coca-Cola dataset. Yeah, so for those that have not filled, you can fill that in. Yeah, so you guys said we should bold all the headers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Then we should convert this to, now remember these values were in million dollars. So how do we indicate this now? Yeah, someone should help me out. Remember, all of these values are in million dollars. So what do we do?
Well, I have a question. If we write it all in $1 million, won't it make it too bulky?
That's the point. So do we? Yeah, obviously it will. Obviously it will. So how do we indicate that because we've deleted the column that says it should be $1 million. So how do we know indicate that everything here is $1 million?
Okay, what if we put a million maybe in the bracket in front of the title, then we'll format it to currency and put a dollar sign.
Okay, so fine. Format everything to currency. Then in the brackets, in the headers of all of them, we are putting $1 million. In $1 million.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I think so.
So our headers are going to be long again.
Sir, please, but can we not just put in millions? Because if we put in $1 million, will it not be long? Since we already have dollar sign on it.
Or we should just leave millions. Or should just leave millions in bracket, right?
Yeah, since we already have a dollar sign.
I think millions is fine. Just millions is okay. Since you're adding dollar sign.
So you can just add the M and the dollar sign. The short for millions.
100 M.
Nice.
Yeah, 100 M.
M and the dollar sign.
Yeah, nice. This works.
Wait, is a dollar sign necessary since the currency will
Every
be
other
dollars?
thing.
It was 100 million.
It's not, no, it's millions, not 100 million. So if this is 30,000, you are multiplying by 1 million. So that's like 330 billion, I think. Yeah.
So I'm not about you right million. Because not everybody will know that M there means million.
Okay,
Exactly.
just write
Let's
millions,
put the
right?
dollars or put the dollar and M.
Why do we need to put the dollar? We've already formatted it to currency and it's in dollars. So do we still need to put the dollars? Guys, answer me. If you can convince me, I will. Whatever you guys say I should do, you guys are my teachers to do. So whatever you say I should do, I will do.
Then you can write it in USD.
We only put millions.
Yeah, what you said we can leave it in millions, right?
I don't think it's necessary.
You don't think the dollar is
Just
necessary,
write
right?
USD.
We don't have to put it. We've already formatted the numbers as dollars.
Okay, so yeah, let's quickly work on that. All right. Is Mr. Gaius on this call? So after doing that, having gone through the data sets, what else do you think we can do? Do you think they are missing values? Do you think they are empty cells? From your observation so far.
There were empty cells.
Yes, there's some empty cells.
So what should we do with them? Should we leave them? Is it wise to leave them?
No, I don't think it's wise. We can use the average to fill
We
it
can
up.
put 0 there.
So
we can use column
I would
average
like
to fill it up.
We can put 0 since they are from subtractions.
Yeah.
Okay,
zeros.
so for the person
I have
that
a
is saying,
question.
okay, yeah.
I want to know why I'm just observing that other income loss nets has minus some plus. Some are positive, some are negative.
So whenever it's negative, it means that it was a loss, not a profit.
Okay.
So and then other income loss, the bracket was put there just in case there is a loss, so that you know that it's a loss. That's also.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So the person that said we should replace the empty cells with column average. Why do you think so? Why do you think we should replace column cells with average? Please answer.
Okay. So for me, right, why I said so was because it's one of the methods to actually fill missing data, right? In as much as the information was not given to us by what no clear information on the reason why those missing information might be there. So we can actually use average of the column to fill those data.
So, okay, so this is the reason why understanding your data set is very important. You know, we went back to our data set, the original data. And if you look at the original data, we discovered a few things. We discovered that consolidated income was like a minus of everything here. Right? Consolidated income was like, consolidated net income was probably was less, it was rich. So net income attributed to share owners was a summation of consolidated income minus net income attributed to non-continuing profits minus net income from continued operations since they were earning minus income loss from discontinued operations since they were earning. So do you think that if I add a column average to fill in these empty data, do you think our calculation will make sense? Do you think we will not achieve an error by the end?
Okay, based on this explanation, I feel it's actually meant to be zero because since it's subtracting that from it, so it will not be wise to fill it with the average.
So please, before you go ahead and fill a cell with any value, a missing cell, please understand your data. It will help you. It will help you know what's best to do, right?
Yes.
Right. So let me quickly format everything to. So because we understand that everything we are discussing or dealing with on this page is about income, we know that every value is in dollars, right? So that's why I'm formatting every single column to dollars. So while I'm still working on this, what else? What else can we do on this data? We fill the missing values. We are formatting as dollar sign. So based on this data that we have, what do you think? What questions can we answer? What insights can we derive from this data?
We can see the change in income over years.
So we can see the change in income over years. Okay.
And incurred tax.
Sorry, let me check my WhatsApp. Mr. Gayos has sent the questions to my WhatsApp. Why I was saying to send it. Yes, oh, okay, so yeah, someone is saying income over years. Someone is saying, what did the second person say, please? Come again.
Taxes that were incurred.
Incurred taxes. Incurred taxes. So we can sum up every 30,000 killed. Okay. What other question can we? What other insight can we derive from this particular data?
Revenue
For
versus
each year,
sales over time.
Revenue.
Revenue
I think
versus profit over time.
revenue versus profit over time. Okay.
for each year, we can see how each category contributed to the net profit.
Each category. We don't have categories here. Or
Like
did I
net
miss something?
operating revenue, cost of goods sold, how each of it contributed to net profit, I guess, for each year.
Okay, so
For each
kind of
year.
like saying, is it if we have more net operating revenue, does it mean we have more net profit? If we have more costs, if our cost of goods sold is higher, does it mean we have more profits? Is that what you're trying to say?
Actually, what I'm thinking, I think net profit. I don't have the finance background, but I think net profit is from different things sum up to give that. So, like for each year, we look at the different categories or working categories that sum up to give the net profit number.
Okay. So, is someone taking note of this for me? Because obviously cannot take note now.
So I also observed that gross profit had the years with higher gross profits had high cost of goods sold too.
Mm.
Yes.
The years with higher gross profits.
Yes, like for instance, 28, it should be 213 having 28,433. I think there's a relationship. That's just what I'm trying to say.
So you are noticing a relationship. Okay. You
Yes,
need to observe a relationship between the cost of goods sold and the gross profits.
gross
So you
profit.
think we should explore. So can someone help me type these questions we want to answer on the comment section? So that while we are let me quickly before we while we someone is doing that, let's quickly run over to balance sheet and see how we could reorganize balance sheets too.
What's the question?
So I was asking, what can we do with this data? So now that we've cleaned the profit and loss statement, so a lot of people were giving their suggestions, and I wanted someone to just help me take note of it because I can't remember all the suggestions that we are.
You are not trained. You are moving up and down. Your word, people do not just train that you are trained. You will say that you are trained. What you are trained?
Is anybody giving me a feedback? Nobody's saying anything. Is anybody taking notes from me?
Please, could we maybe take like the suggestions from the top so we could write it?
Okay, so those that give
I said
suggestions before, can you say it again, then, or maybe preferably type it on the chat box so that someone will just take note of it.
Okay, I think they said something about sales versus revenue. That does increase in sale mean increase in revenue?
Okay, so just someone should please take note of that. Okay. This is the same thing. I thought I transposed this thing. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Has he been taking notes of? Okay, so we have change in profit over time, explore the relationship between sales and revenue, incur taxes over time. Jamiu, Benedict still in this call.
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you help replace the attendance link for someone in communication? All right, so okay, so yeah, Mr. Gaya said we should discover insights in sales and revenue trends. I think someone already said that. So we are visualizing sales and revenue trends. So visualizing total sales revenue per month over time. What products? Yeah. So he gave us quite a long number of suggestions to work with. Okay. So what do you think about balance sheets? What do we do with balance sheets? Nobody's responding.
So please, can you increase, will I say the headers so that we could see the write-ups?
Okay. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have to clean this data too. All right, we obviously can't finish this assessment today because we are still cleaning data. I think all we end up doing today is cleaning data. And every other question we want to answer regarding the other questions, we may not be able to finish it up today. So would anyone be free and let's work on this within the week before the next officer session on Saturday? But on Discord. So that we don't overshoot our time. Because we have already overshot our time. But so that we don't stay longer than usual.
At the time and the day so that we'll know.
So that's why I actually gave the option. So that you guys can choose the time that's preferable. So this
Could we do it after the deadline?
After the deadline, okay, fine. Deadline is on Tuesday, so like Wednesday.
Yes. Yes, Wednesday is fine.
Wednesday is fine. Wednesday 8 p.m. Is it fine for everyone? Everyone on this call, Wednesday 8 p.m.
Wednesday is fine.
Yes.
Okay, so if Wednesday is fine for you, please just raise your hand with the raise hand column so that I'll be sure of those who is not fine for.
Yeah, Wednesday is good.
So just raise your hand. Just or okay, so let me do it this way. You could lower your hands down. Those who Wednesday is not fine for, can you raise your hand? Okay, Emmanuel, Emmanuel Onoja. Okay, so you are the only one. Any other person? Emmanuel Onoja. So when it's fine for you?
Okay, I didn't realize that my hands raised. I mean, it's okay. I can just join. I have midweek service, but that ends by 8:39. But I can do it.
Okay.
Is that fine? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that. I got that. And I just realized that I too will not be available by 8 p.m. And I think 9 is too late. 9 is too late. 9 is too late. Wow. Should we do Thursday instead? Same time.
Yeah, Thursday is okay.
Okay, so if Thursday is not fine for you, Hans, please can I see you? Chinaza Grace. Okay, she's lowered it back.
It's actually a mistake. It's fine by me.
All right, okay. So Thursday 8 p.m. is fine by everybody, right? All right, so let's quickly see how to complete this within the next few minutes so that we can go and take our rest as against Sunday. Then Deborah, Thursday is not fine for you.
Sir, please, I have a question.
Okay.
I sent it on the group chat, but I heard you talking about wrapping up. I sent a question regarding the assignments we were giving, and
Okay.
I said my system is not close to me, but I indicated the chapter there. So I don't know if you could just go through it, even if it's just 3 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So again, what was the question? Let me see if I can rush through. It's on Power Pivot, right?
Yes, Power Pivot Excel. I think the last question there, key performance indicators, and starting with Power Pivot question 1, that's chapter 1 rather. The last question to manage data in Power Pivot. Those are the two places I encountered the challenge.
So what exactly was the challenge you encountered?
I was not able to get the how to do the key performance. I think I went back to the video. I still couldn't get it.
Let me move my DataCamp. While I'm still trying to purify this data. So if you look at balance sheets, everyone, balance sheet has quite a lot of columns. Now, I think I now realize why they made it horizontal. So do you think it's wise to operate on balance sheet with the lot of columns, or should we leave it horizontally? Guys, nobody's responding.
I think we should leave it horizontally if it's similar to the other one where different columns add to give a final value. Because if we put, I'm still thinking through this, but I think we should leave it horizontally.
Leave it horizontally. Who else has a suggestion? Should we relate to it vertically or should we leave it horizontally?
I think horizontally like this is okay.
Like this is actually vertically, not horizontally. This is actually vertically, like we transpose it. So usually it would be like the way the first data was that we changed to, that we transpose to columns, that we transpose the rows to columns and thereabouts.
I think it's okay like this because we would have to reference the columns a lot.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be wise to um it would be wise to it would be wise to have consistency amongst the three sheets too, since they are all related, right? But then we'll just be having to work with so many columns. Yeah, so what chapter did you see the person that was having a problem on Power Query? What chapter did you say is we are working on Power Query?
Chapter 1.
Chapter, that's the first course.
Yes. That's
Introduction
starting
to
with
Power
Power
Query.
Pivot. Yes. Manage data in Power Pivot. I think that's where I had issues.
Getting started with Power Query in Excel. Is that it? Is
The
it the
first
first
chapter in
course?
Power.
Okay, first chapter in Power Pivot. That's the second course.
Yes. Yes.
Starting with Power Pivot.
Yes.
So manage data of Power Pivot. That's the
Yes.
hold on. That's the last question in the first chapter. The last question set in the first chapter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have to load under, if I learn to load under data set, it should take me a whole lot. Is there anybody on this call that's done course 2 on Power Query? Is John still on? Is Michael? I think Michael said it was done.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
You're still here. Are you with your laptop?
No, not currently.
Okay. But I wanted you to help me load this data so that we could just work with it through your laptop. Is anybody signed in with laptop? Is anybody joining this call with a laptop? So that I don't have to shift my focus from this data. Because my laptop would hang if I start trying to load another sheet. Nobody signed in with your laptop, no other person. Or is it?
I'll join with the laptop.
Okay, please, can you load your Excel? Are you on Power Pivot already?
No, just the first course on the Power Query.
First course on Power Query. Okay, so for the purpose of this call, just go to chapter second course, download the course materials, and open the course. I think you have to open. Let me see now. Download the course materials for Power Pivot, and so that we can use your PC. So you just share your screen and use your PC to walk through this question together. Would that be possible? Would that be possible?
Yes, give me a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Jamiu. All right, so while we're working on that, what other cleaning can we do on this data? We still have to work on all the columns and change their names. And right, so just like we did this 2009, we change this in millions to year. We'll delete the balance sheet like we did earlier. Jamiu, please, when you're ready, let me know.
Okay.
Then we would format this as 2009, 2010, then autofill the rest. And autofill the rest. Assets, was assets empty before? But it was a mistake from duplicating data. Let's check our original data. So this is one of the reasons to always keep your original data, so that if there's any challenge, you'd always go back. Okay, yeah, so assets here. We have blank spaces on that. Cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalent. What do we change this to? Let me ask Shay. Shay, are you a finance person? Because you seem to know a lot about the finance department. Shay, still on this call? Oh, okay, she's out. Maybe? I think so. All right, so guys, what do you think we can change the name to? Quickly help me. Cash and cash equivalents. Should really feel like that.
Honestly, I've not personally gotten to this stage, but since we are referring to cash, I think everything should just be notarized in the cash, that's the currency, which is dollars here.
So I'm looking at
liquidity
the. You said?
Liquidity.
So before we say liquidity, I'm wondering, what does cash and cash equivalent? Why do we have cash repeated twice?
I think it's a summation of the previous two columns, because the title is like a combined title of cash equivalents, and short-term investments. So probably that's why.
I don't think so.
I think she's right.
In the
Summation
summation.
of cash and cash equivalents with short-term investment.
So for me, I see that total cash equivalent, and short-term investment are a summation of assets, cash and cash equivalent, and short-term investment. So this column that is cash and cash equivalent, don't you think we can just call it cash equivalent or something instead of calling it cash and cash equivalent? That's where I was coming from. Do you understand my question?
Yeah, that works.
Because I think the cash and cash is unnecessary repetition.
Sir, but I think I'm not quite sure, but I think cash has to do with something physical, like something I don't know the term to use, but
Okay.
physical.
Then the
So
second
why
cash has to do with
that
something.
second one cannot may not be necessarily something physical.
So it could be what?
Maybe something that has the same value.
I'm not
Something you
really
can still
hearing.
convert, but it's not a physical. You can still resell that to get cash, but it's not physical. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like it's not a currency, but
Yeah.
something that has a value for.
Sorry, come again.
So are you referring to me?
Yeah. You explained something about the cash and
Okay,
cash.
I said I don't know. I'm not in the finance department, but I'm thinking total cash refers to physical currency, like money, maybe physical, just the physical way we see cash. Why cash equivalent could be something you can still sell to get money, but not cash, so to say.
Okay, so they kind of say we have cash and we have some things that are equivalent to cash. So that's why they call it cash and
Yes.
cash equivalent.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, what name can we give to that column that will best describe that column?
So I'm really not sure, but I think maybe someone in the audit to help us. But I think liquidity could serve.
Liquidity. So is there anybody that is in finance department here?
Because I know liquidity has to do with financial stuff. So I don't know.
Divina has something to say.
For the third column, for the cash equivalents, the one which had cash and cash equivalents. So as for me, I know the cash is the current money that the company has, let's say in the bank, and the cash equivalents, these are like short investments which can be turned back into money within the let's say less than 3 months of them existing with less or no loss. So you can also it's a repetition. Maybe let's call it the liquid assets. So it's the cash and the
Liquid
cash equivalent.
asset. Liquid assets, not liquidity.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a follow-up question. Divina, are you into finance? Are you working with anything related to finance department?
Not really. I'm doing data science, but I want to in future I'll dive into financial data analysis, but I don't have that much knowledge in finance right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you think liquid asset works. Josiah says, okay, Josiah explains what it means, but he didn't give us a shorter name for it. So Josiah, can you help us with a shorter name? We have liquidity, we have liquid assets. Can we get a shorter name from you if you have a better one?
I finished downloading the dataset. So
okay, so I think you should open So let me give me a minute, let me confirm the one you're so open so that you can share your screen and authenticate it. Okay. So open 1 2 power 5 excellence. 1_2_power_5.
Power pivots.
Yes, 1_2_power_5. So Josiah, you're not giving us an option. Divina suggested should be could be shortened as monetary assets. Okay. Liquidity, liquid assets, monetary assets. Does any other one has maybe something? Finally, happiness is here. Happiness, Kanife. Can you hear me?
I think we can call it current assets.
Current assets. Current assets is more complicated. I'm thinking liquid assets or monetary assets work because I'm not really sure of liquidity. Well, maybe.
So we can use the liquid assets now, so we could go forward.
Actually, liquidity works. Liquidity actually means liquid assets. So let's use liquidity. Short-term investments. So let me add a comment. Cash and cash equivalents. Jamiu, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you a opportunity to present now. All right, Jamiu, you can go ahead and present now. So
okay.
Open that data on your Excel. If it's open already, just present and so you can walk through solving that problem. Hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I've opened the pivot, power pivot. So what was the question?
So this is the power
This is
pivot.
the data for power pivot.
So they said if in order to use power pivot to in order for power pivot to use the data from Power Query, we need to make sure that the data is added to a data model. So if you are still in the Power Query editor, I think there's no Power Query editor there. You've closed the Power Query editor. Have you?
No, I was using Power Query editor for another learning before and I closed that.
Okay. So if the data is already loaded in the workbook, so this data is already loaded in the workbook, right?
Yes.
Navigate to
These
data.
This is the default loading for the workbook.
Okay, so navigate to data and ribbons, I think. Data ribbon and click on queries and connection.
Okay, queries and connections.
Right click on a query, load to.
There are two queries there. Sales team and loan data.
Sales team and loan data. Queries and connections. Sales team and loan data. Let me see the one we have to check on. So we are to select only create connection. And check.
Should I go to the connection tab or stay within the query tab?
Go to connection first. Let me see what's available in connection. Go back to queries. So we're actually going to right click on both of them. So right click on the first one and load to. Yeah. Only create one connection. Yeah. Click on only create one connection. Then check on add this data to the data model and click OK on the one.
Okay.
Then you're going to do it for the second one too. The same thing.
It's asking to connect to a website.
Select which level to apply these settings. Okay, yeah, okay. Then do this for the loan data. You did it for sales data before, right?
Yes.
So let's do it for loan data.
Okay, it's still loading for the. Okay, let me do for the loan data.
Loan data and see if that works. The sales team is done.
Done. I think both are done.
Good. So next, second instruction. Great. Now that our data should already be loaded in data model, let's check it out. So open the data model in the Power Pivot Manager.
How do I do that?
Yes, Power Pivot Manager.
Power Pivot
Manager.
I have no idea on how to do that. I'm still on getting data in Power Query, so I've not gone this far.
Go to file, the file, and then go to more.
More.
Yeah. Options. Add-ins. Add-ins. On that drop-down menu on the manage, down kabisa. Choose the com add-ins, the com add-ins.
Okay, I'll go.
And then you're going to enable the Nini Power Pivot.
You have to click on go.
I click go on. Oh, okay now.
Go.
Power Pivot. You click on the Power Pivot. Enable it.
Any of you know this girl?
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can help us.
It's now there. Click on the Power Pivot.
Hey, tell me.
Okay, can save.
Manage data model. Now you click there.
Back up. Now.
Okay, great job, Divina. So let's go on. That's pretty cool. That this automatically happens. But what if we have data that we want to manually enter, or is in our current workbook? We can add that too very easily. Add table in the sales goal worksheet to the data model. So
What
you're
should I
going to
do?
add the sales goals worksheet. Go back to your worksheet.
The sales goal.
Yes, sales goal.
Okay, I'm in sales goal now.
So the table goal, I think, I want to add it to the data model too. So add to
So
data model. So you're adding that to the data model.
the table has already been added to data model. A table cannot be added once.
Okay. Let me check for the next question. Okay, we can add that to add table in the sales goal worksheet to data model. So the both tables have been added to data model, right? The table in the
It's
sales
only
goal worksheet.
one sales goal. That's just okay.
Yeah.
There are three. There is sales team.
But sales goal has
There's
been
no
added.
data and there is sales goal. Yes.
Sales goal has been added to the Power Pivot.
Yes.
Right. So let's go to the next question. Next says format months as a short date. 3/14/2001, and format goal as currency with 0 decimal places.
I think they are already formatted.
What is the highest sales goal?
Seventy.
74,675,000,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, who had the challenge with this? Who had the challenge with this?
Man, who follow get challenge with this
I
thing?
think
I'm so
Deborah.
grateful for this.
I think it's Deborah that raised the question on this.
I can't say who for not get challenge
Yes,
with
yes,
this.
sir.
So, do you understand now?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Sir, please, I want to see how you arrived at the answer.
Hold on. We didn't do anything much here. Did you do anything much here?
Wait, sir, please, it's like there's a confusion on my end. Please, let me check something.
That's why I should have actually logged in with your laptop. Okay, so guys, I think we are already far ahead of our schedule. It's 9 o'clock, 1 hour ahead. So immediately we're done with Deborah. I think we're calling it a day. I'll meet on Thursday to complete our work on this data set. Deborah left the meeting here.
I think Deborah was asking on adding KPIs. I think that's what I had she was asking about.
Adding
The KPIs.
KPIs. Okay, not this particular one. Which one talks about KPIs? Which under which
It's still on the second course for Power Pivot. Yeah. So the one for adding the KPIs.
is it data modeling in Power Pivot? Hierarchies. I'm not seeing anything related to KPI here. Or is here aggregate measures? Is there any question that had to do with KPIs? Did you find any question that had to do with KPI? Are you done with this part of it?
I think it was on the last part on the second course, Power Pivot. The one for dashboards, dashboards, something like that.
Dashboards. Connection builds a relationship. Is that it?
Let Deborah clarify what she wants. I think that will help us now.
Deborah, please clarify what you want because we are confused and trying to help you.
Hello,
Deborah,
sir.
we need to go. Yeah.
Sorry. It was a mistake. There was a mistake from my end. I think it was the wrong question.
Okay, so what's the correct question?
No, don't worry. I've sorted it out. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming to tonight's session. Apologies for keeping you longer than suggested or planned. I believe that by the time we meet on Thursday, we'll be able to get more insights from the data we're working on. And I believe that working on data sets like this will actually expand our knowledge. So we do more of working on data sets, and within the week we'll try to see how to sort out all your questions so that we'll be able to work more on data sets and get us grounded on actually what data analysis with Excel is. What data analysis is. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed weekend. For those that want to, so our weekly schedule, for those that want to install Excel 2024, remember that you have a meeting on Monday by 8:30. Then we are continuing this session on Discord on Thursday by 8 p.m. I think that's all. Don't forget to learn every day. And if you really have a challenge with Excel, like all these things is still like scam to you. You just started. You don't have no understanding, nothing on Excel. Please let us know so that we can know how to help you. I've been screaming that for a while, but it seems like I've not gotten feedback. Please let us know. Thank you so much. Do have a great day, rest of you, and see you on Thursday. If you will be around. At least say good night before we go now.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Isaac. Thank you. Good night, Nando Richards.